Ken Queen, and I'm broadcasting live here from Florida, Central Florida. And my background is in business, starting businesses. Spent most of my life working for myself. At times, some businesses had a dozen employees, sometimes just myself. And so I'd like to discuss what I did, and I'd like to, if there's any comments, I don't know if the comment field is working or not. Let me click over here and see what happens here. Okay, if there's any chatting that goes on. Basically, uh, I started businesses that cost me very low amount of money. Most of the stuff I started, if I couldn't start with $100 or a few $100s, then I didn't want to do those businesses. I didn't want to take the risk. Later on, I took a bigger risk, but some of my best businesses started with peanuts. It was just more sweat equity and going out there and doing it. And one of the business I want to discuss is developing a film, which is irrelevant today, I realize, but uh, hopefully you can get the basis of what I did and how it may apply to what you would like to do. And what happened with photography was first I was doing some baby packages for companies was like $500, and every 3 months, 6 months, they come in, take more pictures of your baby, and that would go on for like 3 or 4 years. And you pay $500 for it. Well, I did that, and it was door to door, tough stuff. Okay, but made money. I was making some decent money, and I decided, well, what could I do on my own in something of a similar business? So I came up with the development of film, and for those older people, uh, at one time you didn't have the digital situation, so you had to go out and buy film, get it developed. And so what I did is I decided I was going to sell packages to the students I picked on university students in particular, and uh, Chinese were extremely good clients because they love to take film. They come over to our country and they just do a lot of photography. So uh, anyway, I would go door to door to student complexes, dorms, and how I started the business is this: I went to uh, photography development firm at the time and said, "Okay, I'm going to promote your business. I'm going to create a package of 15 rolls of film. You're going to give 3 rolls of film free, any size, 12 pictures, 24, 36, whatever they want. You're going to develop 3 rolls for free. And then you're going to give the other 12 rolls at half price. So they're going to get all this, uh, get these customers in the door. And rather than having to go out and pay cash for advertising, like most of them do, they would uh, sign a contract, and I would do this in cities all across the country eventually. And so I would have them sign a contract agreeing to giving all my customers 3 rolls of film, develop free, 12 rolls, half price. So then I would go door to door, okay, to sell these. Now, I did it in regular communities, did it in apartment buildings. University campuses were extremely good for me, though, I have to say, at that time. So I really focused on them. So what I would do is I would go in and whatever I priced the package at, that was my money. So there was no cost to me except for the printing of the books. So the books would cost me, I can't recall, but let's say 50 cents. So create a book for 50 cents. And I started selling these. I tried to get a feel for it, and I wasn't sure, what would work. So I started at 19.95. So I've got 19.50 profit, 50 cents cost. So I started selling those, and I would sell, I can't remember exactly, 3 or 4 a day, whatever. And I thought, wow, this is great. But I wonder if I'm at the right price. So then I jumped to 29.95. Okay, it's testing. I mean, you have to test to figure out what works. So I took the books. I never put a price on the book, so that wasn't a problem. I could price on whatever I wanted. So here's my 50-cent book cost, still the same. studio is going to provide the development of the film, 3 rolls free, 12 at half price. It's worth $100 to someone, let's say, and 29.95 the price now. And I started selling twice as many at 29.95. I guess the problem was at 19.95 back at that time, you could pay 19.95 to get 36 pictures developed. And I'm giving 3 rolls away free and 12 at half price is almost really? It's too good to be true. At 29.95, I guess it was a little more believable, and I was selling twice as many. And I thought, well, maybe if I go higher. So I did this, I don't know, maybe 3, 4 weeks, a month, two. Uh, I raised it to 39.95. Same cost, 50 cents, 39.95, and my sales went up again. So I was amazed at this, um, making $1,000 a day at times, and my costs were $5, $10. It was nothing. So I went to 45 or 49. I'm not sure. Let's say it was 49.95. Got to 49.95. Now we're getting closer to the value of the package. If a person had 3 rolls of film at 36, it was $15 each. Normally they got 3 free. That's $45. I'm at that price already or more, and then the other half, the other 12 rolls at half price was getting a little close. So my sales started to drop at 49.95. It's just high, roughly. So I dropped back to 39.95. Sold those same packages for several years. Okay, and it was just amazing. So I would get the local university because they were the best. Because again, times I made $500 to $1,000 off of one purchase, one student. Give me 10 of those, give me 20 of those. So it was quite an incredible time. And then sold the city out, a couple of million people in my city, sold the area out. So I started going to driving further out. So I was starting to do cities, maybe 50 miles away, 100 miles away. And I did this for several years. Then I started flying out of flying 500 miles away and doing it, and still made great money. It was great, but then I was on the road, didn't like that. And at that time, I started getting interested in some other ventures, and so I geared back and started doing some other things that were doing well. But anyway, the basic idea here is that here was an idea that cost me printing. Let's say I printed 100 books, so it cost me $50, whatever it is, to get started, and the guts to go out there and knock on the doors of the studios that were developing film. And here was my line: I'm going to promote your photo developing studio, no cost to you, except you developing 3 rolls of film, developing 12 rolls at half price. I'm going to do all the marketing, all the advertising, which was me knocking on doors. Okay, I'm going to do all the promotion of it. So this is a no-brainer for you. But here's the deal: I'm going to offer it to you, and if you don't want to do it, there's 2 other development studios in town, and I'll go to them next. So I came to you first because I know you're the biggest, most popular in the city. People really like your product. It's a really good product, and so I'd like to start with the best. I'd like to start with you. Yeah, we'll sign up for that. And every city I went to, I don't remember ever getting turned down from a studio. If a photo studio would hear me out, it was like a no-brainer for them. Hey, here's the guy that's going to promote me, and my cost is peanuts. They're developing a 36 roll of film for a buck or two. It's all labor and the equipment and so on. So for them, it was a very cheap method of advertising. So it cost them very little cash out of their pocket, no cash up front. Didn't have to worry about me ripping them off or selling something or I wasn't selling something that didn't exist and so on. So it was just taking ideas that are right in front of us and just saying, okay, how can I do this differently? How can I do this better? So that was one of my first ventures. and it was an exciting one and a good one for years. Okay. Then I started getting into several other businesses, and some of them not near as lucrative as this turned out to be. But I didn't. I kind of saturated the areas. I'd go back to the areas. The first city I was in was 2 million people, and go back, and people still had my uh, packages. They hadn't used them yet. Okay. I sold too many, so the areas would get saturated. I'd go back 2 or 3 times, but uh, there's a point where you're going to make a lot more money in a fresh area. So I know that's tough. I know that selling's tough, but you could do it to businesses if you feel more comfortable with businesses. You create some kind of package or something that you can promote, and you go door to door to businesses. Again, that is my most effective method. Now I've had an online book company, uh, was one of the largest in the U.S. Uh, got drowned out by Amazon. Now that's a whole other thing there back at that time. But I had that for 7 or 8 years. But uh, one business can lead to another way of making money. This is the great part. See, I started out with baby pictures, right? So I'm selling this $500 package, and I'm getting $150 of it or whatever. Okay. So I got to really go out and beat the bushes and sell those packages. But uh, when I turned around and figured, okay, well, how can I do photography? What can I do in photography for babies? I mean, that was, my initial thing because they were doing well with that. How could I do this? Well, a lot of people just like taking their own pictures. So let's create a photo package. So I might have been thinking babies at first, but it was ended up being students. They were super good, and a lot of foreign students and a lot of foreigners. I would go to areas where there were maybe all Jamaican people or something, and have a heyday. It was great. They loved pictures, and I loved selling the packages. So that now, how did I set that up? I can go into more details in another video, break it down, and show you exactly how I collected money and so on, how I set it up. But I did have a charge card, and I had my own little slider with me, so I could slide the cards. I mean, today's a lot easier, with the phones and the square and all that. But back at that time, it was a little clunkier, but it worked fine. And of course, with charge cards, I never had any chargebacks. Really, they all went through. The only problem is sometimes I took checks, so I'd take a check for 200 or something, and maybe it would bounce, or I'd have to try to go back and collect and so on. But keep in mind that my cost was only $2 or something. So I mean, if I never did get those checks, it wasn't like the end of the world. But now, if you are selling something on Amazon or wherever, and you've got $40 into it, and you're selling it for 80, and then you lose 10 of them, but now you're talking some serious loss. So I like packages and things that are cheap to start, and I've done several other things. This is just an idea. This is a sample of what I have done, and I like to come on as many nights a week as I can and discuss other businesses I started. And what I'm looking for is to start some new businesses with other people that have the expertise in something. I mean, let's say you're an expert at air conditioning, or an expert at plumbing, or an expert at whatever. All right. Um, I see setting up packages. Uh, when I say packages, a package of experts, myself, an accountant. So there may be accountants listening to this that would like to be part of that. And we'll just have some fun time starting businesses all across the country. It's, where this is is not a difficult thing. And hey, if something doesn't work, then we go on and we close that. We do something else. All right. I want to say that I probably had more failures than most people I've known, but I've got up and done it again and again and again. My wife drives my wife crazy. Some people it's hard to keep going with the life of an entrepreneur because, at times when we were making money coming out of our ears and other times we were trying to figure out how to pay the bills. Okay. That's part of life and the life of an owner of a businessman. So this has been great. I haven't seen any chats there yet. Um, if there's anyone out there who would like to ask some questions on that business or any business that you're thinking of starting, uh, put your thoughts together. If you don't have any questions tonight, maybe tomorrow night and other nights that I'm on, we could focus on how we could make your field a great success and how maybe we can collaborate together and create a business in your town that I can invest a bit of money, a bit of time to work with you to get it off the ground. But let's see what you've got and see how I can help you. This is costing you nothing. You can ask me any question you like, and I'll do my best to answer it. And I just want to say that some years were several hundred thousand, some years were several dollars. Maybe not quite that bad, but there's years where I flogged a dead horse. Business was over. I was in the computer business, diagnostic repair, and once people started throwing the computers away, a repair business in that area, that what we were doing was dying, dying quickly. But at one point, $50,000 investment was turned into 40 million. One of the folks I work with. So but then after it died, it just was no longer a feasible business. But there's a time to strike when the iron is hot. There are times when certain types of businesses will do extremely well, and you need to jump on the bandwagon at the right time. And you don't have to even be the first. Though I might have been the first that ever did those photography packages, I don't ever remember running into anyone that did what I did. But there could have been. I don't know. Not anywhere I went. But there's enough original ideas and opportunities out there that together we can brainstorm and find something that's worthwhile that we can work together. And even if we don't work together, let me help you work what you have in mind. You've already got a business, you're not sure about something. Maybe you've got a business, but you're failing in some area, marketing, whatever. Let's run it up the flagpole, see what I can do to help. Thank you. This has been fun, and look forward to uh, coming on many more nights and helping as many people as I can across the world. Okay. If you're in the middle of nowhere, you're in Africa, you're in some foreign country, or you're in the North America or South America, and maybe your area, we need this small investment to get something going. So let's figure out what we can do to help you make money and that we make money together. And I appreciate it. Thank you. And that will be it.